when we turn the OB-6 on, we get these numbers. There's a 6 and there's a 114. And I think the 114 is the firmware OS version. And then, of course, now we're back to our regular presets that we can click around in. But 114, I think the current firmware at the making of this video is 115, unless somebody isn't keeping up to date. I tried updating the firmware like how I did with the loading and saving presets on the Moog Voyager, and that's to take a MIDI cable out from a USB audio interface to the computer and send that from MIDI aux down through the MIDI cable into the synth. But I was running into buffer problems. So instead of doing that, I'm not using this at all. I'm just using a regular MIDI cable that's going out from the OB-6, and you plug it in and you turn it on. Like, there's some automatic drivers that your computer should see and recognize. It says your driver is ready to use, or your device is ready to use, which is a good sign. So the first thing to do after downloading the firmware is to, you can't see it on the computer, but we'll try anyway. Go to MIDI devices, and it should see stuff that is installed regarding MIDI, but you should see OB-6. If we click OB-6 up here and OB-6 down here in the MIDI input box and the MIDI output box and press OK, then that should do it. And then one other thing that I did is to check mark pass SysX. I don't know if that's necessary or not, but this is under options. But we also have to configure the buffer size. And this is where I was having trouble with the MIDI cable, which is why we're using just a USB cable now. I put the low-level output buffers to 1024 in both size and number, and press OK. And usually after you press OK is where the error will pop up. But I didn't get anything at all this time. So next we have to go to View and SysX, and this will open up the SysX View and Scratch Pad, and then we go to Command Window and Load, and then we'll find out where we downloaded the new firmware for the OB-6 1.5.5. It's a SysX SYX file, and we open that, and there's a lot of hex numbers inside the SysX View Scratch Pad window now, and then we will go to the synth here and press global and press number 8, and this is NID, which is backwards for DIN, and DIN is something for MIDI DIN. Sometimes they call MIDI with the 5 pins MIDI DIN. So we can press these buttons here to change it to USB. So that's what we'll do here, and then we can just press that, and we'll just leave it as that is. And then we'll go back to the command window here and press send SysX, and then we should hopefully get the file progress. It's sending over the update. And over here we're going to see, starting from 999, this countdown all the way to 0. Now we're out of 100 and we're into the stretch now. Onto the computer, the green bar has almost filled all the way up. Here we go. Here's the countdown, and actually on the module version it's doing, this is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and then this will go down to one number at a time every time this one hits 0. But on the keyboard version you'll see this number here doing here. So now it's resetted, it's rebooted, and it says 155 instead of 144. Was it 144 we were on before? Good gracious, I don't even know. It was 114, I think it was. Now we're 155. So that's how to update the firmware on the OB-6, and hopefully I'll have a video on how to polychain the OB-6s together.